SportsRadio.com. Seth, good morning, bud.
What's happening, fellas?
It's all good, man.
Ladies in the back.
How great was that yesterday, Seth? I mean, the Raiders stink, but I mean, the Eagles did everything they could, man.
Stop it, man.
Seth, when you went and played for the Broncos, did you take that 90-yard game and taunt John Elway with it?
No.
Like, were you ever like, hey, man?
No.
Did you remember that at the time?
No, I didn't even remember it now that Joe brought it up.
That's weird.
Does it ring a bell, though? Is that coming back to you or not?
No, I remember a dominant game. I believe Wade Phillips was the head coach, I think. But, there's certain moments and points in your career that you never forget. That's just, as amazing as that day was, I don't remember.
Well, so here's the deal. I'll address this quickly because that one always gets overshadowed by Body Bag, House of Pain, all these incredible defensive games you guys had, some legendary games. But I always thought that was one of the most underrated ones because no one ever talks about it. And I remember you
82 yards.
You just looked it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. And John Elway was the quarterback.
And you crushed him. Like
think about
30-0 or something?
It was a shutout. Yeah. It was week three, right?
30-0.
Yeah, that's my recollection.
So we had a deja vu moment yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So
AFC West opponent and all, huh?
So Seth, we'll get to the offense, but let's start with the defense. What a performance! I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah, they're so coming into their own in so many different ways. Like Nakobe Dean is he's a godsend for this team. As good as Jahad Campbell is and as good as he's going to be, Nakobe Dean, his understanding of where he got to get to and what he's got to do that makes the difference.
So I feel like Nakobe Dean must be brought back. I mean, looking way ahead, I know, but people say, okay, it's a perfect setup. Jahad Campbell can step right into Nakobe Dean. I'm saying, no, he can't. Like Nakobe Dean, what he does, it really is next level in terms of the leadership that goes with it. The leading by example and blowing people up.
John, they play different positions, and what people don't understand is if you watch how the Eagles operate, they're always buying insurance policies. Okay, Jahad Campbell was more of an insurance policy than anything else. He doesn't play Mike. The team didn't play well against the run when Jahad Campbell was playing consistently because he's not a Mike backer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Will backer. And he is Zack Bond's insurance policy if Zack Bond would happen to slip or if Zack Bond's, numbers, salary-wise, become prohibitive to what they need to do. So now you got another Will linebacker that you can slide in. Let's go get the next guy. The Eagles always, Jalen Hurts was an insurance policy.
Sure.
They're always doing that. If you watch how they operate, they buy insurance policies to back them up just in case there's injuries and just in case they have to make moves salary-wise.
So question that I brought up when I was watching the game, just Zack Bond, why hasn't it been as productive in terms of, him? Last year he burst onto the scene as an all-pro. And that like we were saying, hey, Zack Bond, I don't remember him making a lot of plays this season. Then, of course, he got the pick, and it was like, oh, wow, there it is. There's his knack for getting the ball out of there. But did he take a step back this year so far? Like, is it not quite where he was?
Listen, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to reference it across the board with this football team because I had this long soliloquy yesterday in our post-game show or maybe the pre-game show talking about this very thing. People think that you show up, John, every single year and you're successful every single year. Life doesn't even work that way.
No.
You're going to have good years. You're going to have great years. You're going to have off years. You're going to have horrible years. That's just the way that the game of football works. So the struggles that this team is having, they're coming off a phenomenal year. Why would we, and I get it because as fans, as media, the expectation is we're in this Super Bowl window and we better take advantage of it while we can.
Absolutely.
But the reality of it is, each game, each series, if you will, each year is just different. There are different factors that factor into your ability to succeed.
No question.
So if you're talking about Zack Bond, last year's defensive front was more dominant.
Yeah, Jalen Carter was better in front of him.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And he was in front of him the whole year.
So my point is, listen, last year you had a healthy Jalen Carter playing lights out. You had Milton Williams. You had Jordan Davis, who was playing from time to time. You had Sweaty on the other side, that led the team in sacks. People always talk about, Joe, you'll find this interesting. People are like, oh, well, Seth Joyner, he had that great defensive front in front of him. Any linebacker would have played well. Well, show me a damn defensive linebacker. Show me a linebacker who's been great throughout history, who didn't have a great front in front of him. Because it's literally impossible to play the game as a linebacker if you don't have a solid. Especially you can't.
It's like trying to be a running back without an offensive line blocker.
Thank you. Okay. So my thing is, the defensive line in this defense is still trying to find its way. So that's going to affect how he plays. And we saw him flash. He's going to flash. I don't think he's having a horrible year. I just don't like the fact that sometimes he disappears. Because once you step into the realm of all-pro, first-team all-pro, and once you step into the realm of franchise linebacker-type money,
50 mil.
That expectation stays right there.
You're right.
There is no fall-off.
No, that's right.
Okay, so nobody's going to be talking about it because, when you look over on the offensive side of the ball, those concerns over the last 3 weeks have been much greater.
For sure.
But there's no doubt there.
Let's get to the offense. And reminder, everyone, you can call in here. Seth with us for the next 50 minutes, 215-592-9494. What'd you make of how Jalen played, Seth?
I expected it. Our mid-pin player to bank on yesterday, I picked Jalen Hurts. I said, he's not going to play the way he played last week. And let me say this. I got to say this, Joe, because last week he got lambasted across every platform that you can think of right here in town and nationally. Somebody here on WIP just was like the town crier for sit the guy down and play his backup. All right? Let's go back and look at last week, and let's objectively look at, I get it, 4 interceptions and a fumble. I understand. The quarterback, when he plays well, he gets too much of the credit, and when he plays bad, he takes way too much of the heat for it to be a team game. But let's look at the turnovers and let's objectively, observe them. A.J. Brown drops the ball, turns into an interception. Devontae Smith slips and falls, turns into an interception. Okay? A.J. Brown is the primary. He adjusts his route to come inside. Jalen, no way he could see that they were running a zone blitz and they dropped the defensive tackle, throws the ball on target. The defensive tackle intercepts it. Okay? He gets stripped. The ball wasn't just spinning on the ground where Jalen could jump on it. The ball literally bounced right back up in his hands. And anybody who's ever played football before, if the ball bounces up in your hands, the inclination ain't to fall down with it. The inclination is to run with it. Boom, he gets sacked before he can even put it away. And then the last interception, he just got a little greedy. Because he had Dallas in the flat. That's a 4 or 5 yard gain, and he decided to go for it all, where he didn't have to because there was still 3 minutes left.
Handed it off, right?
He probably should have handed it off. Okay, so he got a little greedy. So now you're going to tell me that, as bad as he got lambasted last week, that all of those interceptions were his fault? Let's look at things a little more objectively, because people sat at this station all the last week and roasted his ass. And people on ESPN and everywhere else roasted his ass. He was 21 of 40 for 240 yards and a touchdown if you omit those interceptions. So how many of those How many of those turnovers can
Do you think
really
he played
attribute?
a good game last week?
I didn't say he played a good game last week,
so
Raider.
we're supposed to sit here and say, "Oh, it was all great except for the interceptions."
No, what I want us to
and
do,
a lot of people did
what
point
I
out
want
the
people
AJ.
to do, what I want people to do is lay the blame where it really lies instead of laying it all on the quarterback all the time. So then come in here today. I want to hear everybody on this station today give Jalen Hurts his damn flowers if you're going to roast him without being objective about it, Rhea. That's what I'm talking about.
What I'm saying is last week people did point out that AJ was
No, they
responsible. Well, yeah,
No,
they did on
not.
this show. We certainly did.
Yeah, well, we did. But
I'll give you guys, the flowers if you did. But every damn body else that I listened to all last week certainly didn't do that. They certainly didn't do it. So what I'll be listening for this week is, Jalen was, 13 for 15, 175 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Talk about how good he played this week.
154.
Well, he was great yesterday. He was great. But, Seth, I will say it wasn't just a one-game thing. He'd been bad for a month.
It's okay to be bad,
well,
Joe.
it's not great. I mean, it's not.
That's not the point. That's not the point. You can't cut somebody down or kick them when they're down and then turn around and ignore when they play well.
He played great.
It's the same thing.
He played fantastic.
It's the same exact thing when the minute the game was over. But it was the Raiders. Man, stop it. You weren't saying that when they beat the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Packers. Shall I go on? But if they beat the Raiders, it's no big deal because it's the lowly Raiders. The Raiders stink. They're the worst team in football.
I think it's
Man,
almost
shut up.
I think it can be as problematic to beat a really bad team at times as it can be to beat a really solid team because you'll underestimate them. You'll play down.
John,
we did not do that. We maintained the discipline of an elite team,
John,
and we dominated
People
that.
don't understand how hard it is, okay, to do the expected.
Yeah.
Because there are only bad teams in the National Football League. There's no bad players. There's only 1,696. So there's no bad players. There's bad coaches and there's bad teams.
Yep.
So when you win a game, okay, you've played against the elite of the elite, the best of the best, even though the team stinks.
Well, they were the worst of the best, but that's okay. Seth, James, while they're talking right there, and Seth in particular, I'm thinking less about football, more about at their ornery best.
Ooh.
From an opinionated, ordinary, what's the word I'm trying to say?
Ornery?
Ornery standpoint. Who's more ornery and opinionated? Seth Joyner or Rhea Hughes? Twitter poll question of the day.
Might be a draw.
And then I was also thinking, not that Seth would ever strike a woman, but how many Rheas physically would it take to beat up Seth? Because I know this, it would take
one.
It would,
no, she's already won that.
No, not verbally, physically.
That too.
No. Seth, how many me's to beat you up? Would 25 me's beat you up or not?
Well, you need 25. Rhea don't need but one.
I don't think 25 would get it done with me. I think John, it's 2. Because I think you two, I think you take John if it's just you two. But I think 2 Johns beat you.
Why are you even talking about this?
Just because because no one cared about the sports opinion. The moment was you and Rhea going at it. That was the moment.
Okay. That's why you guys have me in here for an hour every Monday, man.
That was great.